eclipse happened a few days ago, and prior to the day it happened, there were people talking about it. Like, there are some conversations. There were people even talking about the revelation that they had about the eclipse event happening and all of that. I didn't get to see it in person, but I was able to see it from the lens of people to record and share on social media. This creator made a video. I guess she's in Dallas because that's the only way this is going to make sense. And she made a video prior to the eclipse happening, telling the people of Dallas that there is no time. They need to get out because a massacre is about to happen. Like, she was in tears, a full-blown tears, literally water dripping her face. She was patting and warning people, there is no time, we need to get out. Like, there's a massacre about to happen. A lot of people tag it as religion psychosis, but video sent so much fear. People were even thinking maybe there is a shooting going on or something. Like, she was in tears. It was a very serious situation, and people are talking about it and the effect of all of this. So without wasting much time, let's just get right into it.
We don't have time no more. We don't have time. If you live in the city of Dallas, Texas, there is a massacre that is about to happen on the city of Dallas. Y'all, we don't have time to be playing. We don't have time to be worried about any of this shut down. We do not have time to be playing no more. It's so serious.
I was really concerned because I thought she was talking about some type of mass shooting that was going to happen in Dallas. Y'all, she was talking about the eclipse. She thinks that a massacre is going to occur somehow from this eclipse. Christians really need help. Like, as a Christian myself, we need help. That girl is going crazy.
If you live in the city of Dallas, Texas, there is a massacre that is about to happen on the city of Dallas.
This is looking like a lot of us need to stop consuming so much conspiracy TikTok. A lot of y'all are confusing the eclipse with the apocalypse. It's just an eclipse. It's happened before. I mean, the most that could possibly happen with this is, like, you know, when it's a full moon and everyone starts acting like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, or a whole bunch of women just start giving birth. It's one of those type of things. And yeah, it's Mercury Gatorade right now. I think y'all taking this a little too far, you know? And I don't even think it has anything to do with religion, because I think people who aren't Christian are kind of, you know, taking this apocalypse a little too hard. But if you're Christian and you thought that it was going to be the end of the world or Jesus was coming back today, I don't think you would feel this level of anxiety, you know, if Jesus was actually returning to come and pick you up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think there would be a level of peace upon you. And this doesn't look peaceful to me. You feel me? It's okay to seek out a mental health professional even if you are a prophet of the Lord. Still seek it out. Because spiritual warfare can take you there. What? Trust me. Gotta get your discernment right. Gotta get your mind right. Be healthy for when Jesus does, or if Jesus does come back for you. You feel me? Like be prepared for that. This woman acting like this does not sound like she's prepared. So yeah, just
Live in the city of Dallas, Texas.
There's only one thing for me to say. She is stuck in psychosis. Like, she is so deep. There's no massacre happening. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. And I've seen a bunch of people get on the app like something's happening. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. People are just, like, stuck in spiritual psychosis, especially her. Because to get on this app, cry, and say there's going to be a massacre because of the solar eclipse is, like, actually crazy. And then to turn off the comments, that's just even crazier. That's even crazy. That's the definition of insanity. Because she almost repeated what she did for two other videos. And was saying all this, all that. When nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing will happen.
We don't have time no more. We don't have time.
Okay, you guys, story time. There was this time I was living in these apartments right by the NRG Stadium over there in Houston, Texas, and I was walking with my niece. And we were going to my apartment, and there's this lady outside with her laptop crying, screaming Jesus. And I was like, what's wrong with you? And she's like, he has returned. And I said, where? So I'm looking and she's pointing at the star of Venus. And I was like, you talking about the star of Venus up there? And she's like, yeah, it's Jesus. This is a new star. Oh my God. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this star has been here since the beginning of time. I can even show you some ancient text of like Mexican people and Native Americans and Egyptians, things like that. I could just show you that they've always seen that star and it's always been there. And then she proceeded to show me some like CGI edited Jesus in the cloud from something she got off of social media. And I was just taken aback that she was fucking serious. I thought I squashed it by letting her know that was a star, but she was trying to, no, it's Jesus. He's returned. I'm very concerned. Get some help, you guys. Okay?
We don't have time no more. We don't have time.
So people are always saying, okay, we gotta Baker Act people, we gotta put them back in mental health institutions. Number one, those institutions were not good, and even trying to revamp them are not good either. Like, we see that with Baker Act, we see that with like 501(c)(3)s and all that type of shit. Like, no, we should not be forcing people to be incarcerated in the mental health system. Like, we need more respites, we need more places that are good for people who are dealing with mental health, whether it's illnesses, just overall mental health well-being. We need to stop stigmatizing mental health overall. Now, getting to the spiritual religious psychosis, which I know psychosis is a really loaded term, loaded word. I feel like it's not even 100% just mental illness, really. I feel like it has everything to do with the society and how religion is placed and how spirituality, and yes, spirituality, I know a lot of people love to say, oh, it's religion. No, it's both tied. It's both of them. Have really caused a lot of disinformation and a lot of misinformation to be spread. And it has connected to a lot of different pockets that are really leading to a lot of things being misproportionalized, things that are not making sense. And I feel like that's really impacting our society as a whole, even in election season and even in just every single day stuff. When I went to school, I was taught about eclipses. I don't know every single thing about them, but the fact that people are able to take that and weaponize it to be something that is not, I feel like that is part of the social climate that we're in right now. But it also is part of these religions too, where they're so vague, but they're taken to be something that is very objective, when really it is subjective. And you look at texts like the Book of Revelations, the Book of Daniel. I was raised in a religious household, so I know a little bit. All these things that sort of like produce these signs. And of course, like, if you're forcing people to believe these religions, whether it's through slavery or just colonization or imperialism, of course they're gonna be looking for signs, because we're in late stage capitalism and people have been told countless times that the end is coming. And when you see a sign that is coming, like, can I blame someone 100% to be acting delulu? No, I really cannot. And like, our circumstances don't make it helpful at all. And just a deterioration of public information, public health, science, and all that is really not helping with this at all. And it's also not only a Christian thing, right? Like, we see it also with people who do tarot and people who believe in zodiac signs very heavily, where they're taking every single segment within a chart. And I know there's some math with it, and I know there's discussions of it being a precursor to astronomy, but there's some people who take it very, very seriously, especially when they go through huge struggles, to the point where they take it as Bible or take it as the only source of truth, and they use it to extend in ways that it probably wasn't even meant to be used for, but a lot of people are using it for. And we see a lot of toxicity within spiritual and religious spaces. And that's not to say that they're automatically bad, but however, with how the superstructure is and how things are, it has been used for bad. Like, whether it's a large religion or something that's simple as like New Age spirituality or just tarot and all that shit. So I'm gonna be giving grace to Shorty, because literally, as someone who was raised Christian and has had family members who also have practiced like voodoo and stuff like that, who've gotten visions and dreams and stuff like that, like, growing up, I remember being told I was able to go to places because of someone having a dream. And that does sound delulu, that does sound insane, but that was part of me growing up and what I had to experience. But what I don't like is how sometimes we take these conversations, and I can understand that, and sometimes I unfortunately do it too, where like, oh, why are people acting this way? Like, this is wild, this is making jokes and stuff like that. But like, this doesn't come out of nowhere. Like, this is part of it. And I know a lot of people don't maybe go through the exact extremes of religion and spirituality, or even both, or a combination of both, but it exists, and it's even impacting how our laws are being passed now. So if it doesn't impact you directly through your parents or through your church or community, it's impacting you through how you can live and what you can do through your state legislature or your local county people or whatever. Hell, I remember like when I was younger, and even sometimes now, like I have people in my family like literally watching videos of visions of like what the sign could mean, when is Jesus coming back, and of course there's a Bible verse that no one's really gonna know when he comes back and stuff like that. But we cannot pretend that these are isolated situations. This is a societal problem, and I don't think it's really individual. Like I think it's a mixture of groupthink. I think it's a mixture of a superiority over when it comes to religion and spirituality, or the combination of both. And I think just acting like it's something that is out of pocket and is shocking is something that we're lying to ourselves about, that. Because we like to act like religion is just a personal thing. But I'm sorry, it really isn't. When we look at our laws and our structures and just how life goes, like, it's not. And it impacts all of us, even those who are not raised within it, or who are not raised in very strict elements of it. So I encourage folks to not try to demonize mental health or mental illness furthermore by saying that people like this who are having visions or whatever, saying videos like this, need to be placed into an institution, because that's not helpful. And I feel like removing autonomy from people is not good. We should instead, not still, but it should instead move into educating people, sharing why they're not actually correct on it, but doing it with grace. Because being forceful, like how some of them may be towards others when it comes to these visions or whatever, is not going to work, and it will only further push them into that hole, when obviously that's not the correct route of thinking, because it also is impacting other people in a negative way, especially when they have children.
Y'all, we don't have time to be playing. We don't have time to be worried about any of this stuff now. We do not have time to be playing no more. It's so serious. This is the most I'm going to get on this app and embarrass myself. I'm not lying. We don't have time to be playing. We don't have time to be worried about little stuff. It's those details that worry about what you gonna eat, what you gonna wear, what you gonna drive, what you gonna live in. We don't have time. We need to pray and seek Him. We don't have time no more.
Religious psychosis is a real thing, people, and a lot of people suffer from it. But we don't see it as a mental illness because, is because of the religious angle that it has to it. When I first saw this video, I was literally thinking, oh my God, something happened in Dallas. There was some kind of mass shooting. Like, I literally thought, like, something bad just happened. Like, oh, somebody even shut up a place again or something like that. This girl was talking about the eclipse. Yeah. The eclipse. Now, this is not to tease or make fun of this girl like I've seen some other creators doing, but I'm actually scared for her. This girl was literally having a nervous breakdown on camera. And, I don't know what kind of trauma she could have gone through. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to diagnose her, but why do we, because she's talking about religion, because this has happened before with other people. Like, people will, have these, quote unquote, visions and, act completely unhinged. But because of the religious aspect, we don't, try to put them in a hospital because they're talking about God. It's still mental illness at the end of the day. What I find most concerning about religious psychosis is that it could really get left to go unchecked. Because these are people who are clearly suffering from mental illness, but it's left to go unchecked for very, very long, sometimes people's whole lifetimes. And then we wonder why, some people, act out, or there was this, I remember this one story about these kids that were in a religious family, and the son ended up killing his whole family. It's a problem we need to address. I mean, because it's not getting better, it's only going to get worse. Now, at the end of the day, this girl in particular, you know, I'm sure means no harm. And I'm sure she was coming from a good place when she was saying these things at the end of the day. But there are other people who have these episodes who get very violent. And it affects a lot of us who don't even partake in this religion. You know, so yeah. We need to bring more awareness to this. That's what I'm trying to say.
Fact that she was so freaking serious in that video, I'm just thinking, what's the thought process? How did we get here? It's just a solar eclipse happening. This is not the first time that this is going to be happening. How did this become a problem? How is it that people need to start to pray and run? And how is that even turned into a massacre? Like, the scary part of it all is the fact that it was posted online, and you could have easily gotten a lot of people a bit of fear before they now find out that you are literally just reacting to this because the eclipse is going to happen. How is the eclipse happening equivalent to a massacre happening? And a massacre is a very big thing. Like, massacre is not just the death of one person. A massacre is huge. Like, it's scary. Are you going to come online and scare people off that much because of an eclipse that is happening, and there are so many people out there literally having fun? This is how you will know that people are living different life. We are all living different life because this eclipse happening, there are people sitting at their window capturing the moment, watching it, have their glasses on. There are people at the field out with other people to watch the eclipse happening. I even saw a couple having their wedding during that moment, fix their wedding during that moment. And this lady is not the only person. So another tweet, and a guy as well addressing this tweet of a lady who thinks that something is going to happen, like it is Jesus coming, and then she killed her husband and her kid. Some people are literally living in a different world. It might seem like very funny, but these people are living in a different world. Because why are you going to wake up and say that the eclipse happening is equivalent to Jesus coming, and then you kill your husband and your kids? It's just a different world that people are living. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let me know what you guys think about these people who would take just natural occurrence and turn it into, weaponize it into something very, very scary, very different. Let me hear your take on that, and I will see you guys in the next video.